Today, we will recap the movie No Limit, which was released in 2022. It is a sad, romantic, suspenseful drama about two deep-sea divers in a charged, dangerous relationship. The movie begins with a girl named Roxanne. She attends a lecture about the underwater world and then heads to the house where she studies marine biology in college. One day, she sees a poster about a famous free diver named Pascal who is offering diving lessons. Roxanne, feeling a bit distant from her mother who wants her to see a psychologist, decides to go on her own adventure. She hops on a train to another city and tells her mother she'll be spending the weekend with a friend. Since Roxanne doesn't have much money, she ends up spending the night right on the beach. In the morning, a young man named Tom, whom she doesn't know, wakes her up. Tom is curious why such a young person is alone on the beach. When he learns that she has come to study free diving, he reveals that he is one of the instructors. Roxanne and a group of other people begin their training, and they are eventually greeted by the famous Pascal. Roxanne is greatly influenced by this experience, as well as by Tom. After the first day of class, Tom offers to help Roxanne. He invites her to dinner and arranges for her to stay overnight. Roxanne is impressed by Tom's calm and capable demeanor, and she can't take her eyes off him during dinner. After their practice session, Tom continues to flirt with Roxanne, and they end up sharing a romantic moment in the restaurant's bathroom, which leads to intimate actions. Pascal's girlfriend Anna quickly figures out what's happening and leaves the table. Roxanne spends the entire next day with her newfound idol, Pascal, on a boat. She watches as the team prepares equipment for Pascal's daring dive, aiming to break the world record for free diving by going down 172 meters deep. Stefan, one of the team members, explains the details of the dive to Roxanne. Once all the equipment is ready and everyone is in their positions, Pascal begins his descent into the deep waters. Roxanne anxiously waits for him on the boat. When Pascal successfully reaches the challenging depth and resurfaces safely, everyone on the team celebrates this remarkable achievement. However, just a few minutes later, the team notices that Matthews, who is responsible for monitoring Pascal's progress at 40 meters, hasn't resurfaced yet. The team acts swiftly and retrieves him, providing immediate first aid. Roxanne doesn't hesitate to help. She performs CPR on Matthews, trying to keep him stable until the rescuers arrive. Unfortunately, despite their efforts, Matthews can't be saved. The following day, Pascal gathers the team and proposes continuing their quest for setting records. Roxanne suggests herself as the new safety diver. Tom, just like his boss Pascal, believes in Roxanne's talent and her ability to handle the responsibilities of the upper insurer. After a team vote, they all agree to begin intensive training and coaching for Roxanne from that day onwards. As the day of the underwater diving competition approaches, Pascal is ready to make a new world record attempt. He succeeds and sets a brand new record. In the evening, Juliet, Roxanne's worried mother, calls her daughter because she's been away for a long time. Roxanne tells her mom that she met a man who wants her to travel the world with him. Her mom tries to caution her about making hasty decisions, but Roxanne hangs up the phone. For Roxanne, this marks the beginning of a series of adventures involving traveling and continuous training with her lover. During one of Pascal's dives, he faints underwater. The team brings him back to consciousness and rushes him to the hospital. After reviewing the pictures and test results, the doctor warns that if Pascal continues with such intense diving, he'll keep fainting because the body can't handle this kind of stress without consequences. Pascal suggests to Roxanne that she tries deep-sea diving, and she eagerly accepts. After several weeks of training, she takes part in her first competition. She impressively manages to dive to a depth of 56 meters, setting a new record among women with similar training levels. On the second day of the competition, another participant, Naomi Clark, appears and breaks Pascal's record by diving to a depth of 178 meters. The competition presenter invites both Roxanne and Naomi to receive awards. In the evening, Pascal can't hide his unease, and after the award ceremony, they have a big argument. Roxanne blames him for not enjoying her victory, and he accuses her of basking in the attention of the people without giving him any time. The next morning, Roxanne discovers that Pascal has left, no matter what, to take a break. She decides to stay behind and continue her training. Stefan, who is helping Roxanne and hopes she'll excel in diving, talks to her about Pascal's fainting episodes. Roxanne gives an interview, and when she finishes, Pascal suddenly appears and accuses her of flirting with a stranger. The next day, Roxanne hears an offer from her diving team leader to keep breaking records, but with Pascal's diving bans, he suggests this to Roxanne instead. Stefan and Tom, however, refuse to risk Roxanne's life. But when she expresses her own desire to continue, the men reluctantly agree. In the evening, Roxanne and Pascal have a conversation over wine, but Pascal acts oddly. He claims that Roxanne's success is thanks to him. Roxanne realizes the kind of person she's dealing with and gets drunk at a bar. She meets Tom there and tries to talk to him about their first encounter, but he sends her to bed. In the morning, the diving team gets ready for their dives. Roxanne does really well, reaching a depth of 176 meters. When she resurfaces, Pascal decides to attempt a dive to 180 meters, but he faints again. Still, he insists that Roxanne should participate in an upcoming competition without any restrictions, which will happen in a few days. In the evening, after returning from training, Roxanne finds Pascal on the phone. He quickly hangs up when he sees her but leaves in a hurry. Roxanne is shocked to see Pascal in someone else's arms and immediately runs to Tom. She tells Tom that she wants to do one last dive with him before quitting the sport. Tom agrees, and they spend the night together. The next morning, Roxanne starts packing her things to leave, which makes Pascal very angry. However, he manages to manipulate her emotions and convince her to stay. Despite their infidelity, they decide to go to land and do another training exercise. While Roxanne is underwater, Tom sends her a message that Pascal eventually sees. Later, they get an invitation to a press conference where they answer questions from journalists. During the event, Roxanne sees the same girl she saw Pascal with before, and overwhelmed by her feelings, she leaves abruptly. The day of the unrestricted competition arrives, and Roxanne is supposed to dive to 180 meters. As she goes deeper into the water, she tries to activate the lifting ball mechanism that Tom had prepared. But she struggles to inflate it because there isn't enough air. Tom tries his best to help her, but it doesn't work. Roxanne spends over 8 minutes without oxygen and tragically dies. During the police questioning, the team claims that they set up the lifting ball themselves. However, when Roxanne opened it, she found it empty. Tom remembers his conversation with Pascal just before the dive and realizes that Pascal sought revenge against both of them. As Tom is about to enter the airport, he sees Pascal watching him from a distance. The movie No Limits is inspired by a sad event, the death of Audrey Mestre. She died tragically on October 12, 2002, in the waters of the Dominican Republic while attempting to break the world record by diving to a depth of 160 meters.